Good evening. Economic stability in the republics is today the best way to ensure our future. The Supreme Soviet of the Russian Republic passed a law about indexation of prices. Kiev passed a program on independent economic development. In southern Ossetia, there is conflict between the Georgian and Ossetian forces. The Crimea might leave the Ukraine. Who controls the atom bombs, nuclear weapons in the republics? Department of Defense Chief Cheney believes that if the USSR has civil war, the whole world could be endangered. St. Petersburg enterprises of republics and European nations finished their conference. Investigated were ways to create a new way of economic cooperation. I want to remind you that the topic was the European Express into the world's economy. How quickly will this happen? How quickly will Eastern Europe be incorporated into the world economy? It all depends upon us entrepreneurs. We're working, we're producing product commodities. It depends upon us. Margaret Thatcher spoke, and her speech was followed by a press conference. She said, "I always came here, traveled to help people realize their initiatives. I believe that after the failure of the coup, those who want democracy would like to see how their aspirations to create a better life will be realized. I think they have the right to believe that the right for discussion is over and the time to start action has started." President of Czechoslovakia Havel declared in Washington that helping the USSR in the form of credits will help the whole world and Eastern Europe. London newspaper reports that Britain and Germany are agreeing towards a joint representative in the former republics of the USSR. Doing so separately so far will be very expensive. They will have joint diplomatic representatives in the former republics. In Nagorno-Karabakh, with representatives from Russia and Karabakh, there are discussions being conducted between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Working groups have been formed. Official groups will start working tomorrow. The Dagestan Supreme Soviet, having gathered on Tuesday, 22nd of October, was supposed to look over the question of vital questions for the Republic. Social democratic parties have been represented and had their word. The Minister of the Interior stood forth and spoke, discussing local issues and the local disputes of the Kumit Republic and various minorities within this republic. Certain enterprises in certain regions have struck since Monday. In Dagestan, in the northern part of Dagestan, the railroads were on strike and the roads were not functioning. The Avar national movement, the Avars and nationality in Dagestan, have also stood forth for their rights and declared if the parliament cannot unblock the railroads, if they cannot break through the strike, then the people, the Avars, will do it themselves. So the Supreme Soviet, in this condition, stopped their session. They sent commissions of people's deputies to various places to resolve the problems. Yesterday, the railroads were deblocked. With a big shortage of plowable land, Ossetia has the least amount of farmland in the USSR. They have a huge refugee problem and territorial disputes with the neighboring territories. The leadership of the northern Ossetia area so far has been managing to survive in this tumultuous period. The Ingut tribe is making demands on the Ossetians, and the disputes are being resolved between the Inguts and the Ossetians. Gorbachev has put forth a decree that a Committee of National Security will be included in an inter-republic forum organization, that members of various republics will be represented in the central organ of intelligence. Today, a session of the ministers of various republics, the Ministry of the Interior still remains its functions. The Ministry of the Interior still remains functioning as it has before. The ministers of inner affairs of all the sovereign republics met today in Moscow. They have realized that the struggle against crime is vital today, especially in inter-ethnical regions. There is violent crime all over the USSR. Corruption everywhere. 60% of the workers of the government apparatus are involved in criminal activities. Terrorism is boundless and can only be fought in a united way. That's why the Ministry of Internal Affairs is being reorganized to work together within all the republics. This is Baranikov, the Minister of Internal Affairs of the USSR. We have decided to work together, and by 92 we shall have a new structure confirmed at the State Council. Events in the Chechnya-Ingut area is called the beginning of the independence of the Caucasian area. The boundary, territorial question is very serious. Northern Ossetia is undergoing this issue very profoundly. Issues of deportation, discussing whether or not certain areas of the Chechnya-Ingut territory should be given over to the Stavropol area. The Ingut population of the Chechnya-Ingut area disagrees that the Republic should leave Russia. The conflicts are between whether or not the Chechnya-Ingut area should leave the Russian area. There are tribal divisions within the small area in the Caucasian Mountains. Today, Yeltsin signed a decree about the assignment of a representative for the President of Russia to the Chechnya-Ingut area. For several days, in both chambers of the Union Parliaments, discussions on temporary regulations were being discussed. The first real result in the Council of Republics. The chief of the upper chamber was chosen. The Kazakh writer Aaron Jarov. Votes were not taken in today's session. The election was postponed for several days to allow the Ukraine to start participating. And so far, the Ukraine has not participated. The Russian Parliament has discussed new concepts in judicial reform introduced from the President of the Russian Republic. Deputy Shahrai made a speech today. They have said that today our legal system is in the crisis, and a new reform must create an independent judicial system and return the law to the law-protecting agencies. Several deputies criticized the positions of these new concepts of this new program. The majority of the deputies, including the Ministry of Justice, Fedorov, supported this new program of justice reform. So the concept introduced by the President of the Russian Republic, Yeltsin, has been approved. So a new law about the indexation of prices has been approved, because one of the chambers of the parliament did not approve it in the past. Today the chamber has approved it, and the movement of indexation has been passed. The Supreme Soviet tomorrow, deputies have postponed the elections in the Chechen-Ingut area. Today, the Supreme Soviet of Ukraine, the government spoke before the deputies. The Prime Minister Fokin presented the program of general direction of the Ukraine of an independent Ukraine. The program